Greetings folks, it's Sarah with Obadiah's. Today I am in Greencastle, Pennsylvania, and I am going to be doing a factory tour for you guys of the Pioneer Stove Company. We are in their first shop building today, which is where the first step of the stove process begins. As you can see around, there's various pieces of metal that's been assembled and cut out already. So a lot of their stuff is outsourced as far as their CNC cutting of the metals, and about 50% of their welding is also going to be outsourced here local in Pennsylvania. All of their steel is going to be American steel, and all of the Pioneer stoves are going to be 100% American made and hand built. So we're going to show you guys the process. You can see the various metal items here. They have cooktops over there. We have baking ovens and fireboxes. Now, Pioneer is going to be coming out with the new Duchess model, so look for other videos on that when I show you guys that model. All of the welding is going to be done in-house for the Duchess model. So the other one would be the Pioneer Princess that they'd be manufacturing, that the welding will be outsourced. So here in this particular shop, they have 3 different stations here where the welding will happen, which you can see over here. They do have one press machine located in this particular shop so that they can do some of the smaller items in-house. So I'll take you guys around. This is the first out of 3 buildings here at Pioneer Stove Company. Here we have an example of one of the workstations here. Second workstation. So you can see it's typical shop. These are going to be all of the metal items, fireboxes. I do want to show you guys these cooktops up close just so you can see the thickness here. And the nice press machine that we have over here. Here we have one of the stoves up close so you can see how they are welded. This is going to be, again, that side water reservoir I was talking about. Your nice baking oven, firebox. And you can see all of the damper slides and everything are going to be pre-built in. Nice air holes down here for convection style heat. This is going to be the construction process of your Pioneer stove. So this is the end of our first building, and we're going to move on to our next building, which is where the painting is going to happen. Okay, so we are in the second shop building here at Pioneer Stove, and as you can see, this is going to be the second step of the process where we start doing some of the fit and finish before the final assembly, right before we move over to the paint booth, which is located behind us. So from the first building where all of those items get welded together, here you can see as a box, this extra item on the side is going to be the water reservoir that is welded into the stove. So I've had people ask on the Pioneer stoves if water reservoirs can be added at a later date. Rear water reservoirs can, because they attach to the rear of the stove. However, as you can see, this side reservoir is welded on and cannot be added at a later date. So if you're thinking that you want that, make sure that you place that order at the beginning, at the time of order with your stove. So yeah, from here, everything is going to get finished, and then we're going to move over to the paint booth, which I will show you guys next. Okay, and here we have featured in the paint booth, so we move the stoves from there to over here to go ahead and paint them, and then the next building that we're going to check out will be our final assembly line. Here we are in the third final building after the painting happens. So every Wednesday here at Pioneer is going to be their painting day. They are actually able to produce about 24 stoves a week right now, which is pretty good. They're not a huge operation. They have about 9 or 10 employees here, 3 different buildings. So this is going to be the third building. So behind me, you can see once they have sanded and have the stoves ready for paint, which is here, they'll go ahead and stack them up. And then after the painting booth, they come out here black, and then this is going to be our final assembly line where we go ahead and do the overall fit and finish. Right here you can see they stack these stoves up pretty good. Just a couple of pieces of wood in between. These buildings were already in place. The Amish folks who purchased them out, they used to be in produce. So this building was already here. These were not built for this. Here again, final assembly line, doors, back heat shields, all of the final items to go onto your Pioneer stove. Now again, this is just going to be the Princess and the Duchess model that are produced here in the US. The Baker's Choice is actually made in Canada. Here is what it looks like while they're doing the assembly. So you can see cooktop is on. These are porcelain enamel coated, so that painting is just on the bare sheet metal. Your outer fit and finish on these stoves is going to be a porcelain enamel. You can see they also have this automatic draft control from the low, the medium to high that you're familiar with seeing on the other stoves. So you can see this is before the cooktop is polished. And yeah, inside the oven, this is going to be our final assembly before we're going out the door. Okay, so here we have the final sanding process to polish the cooktops on the stove. This is quite a bit of a process. So they do it with the cooktop actually on the stove. If you guys can see this dolly here, they wheel the stove up underneath it, and then they move the stove back and forth while they put pressure down on this belt to sand off the cooktop. They also have this handy little tool for the sides, so you can go ahead and manually push down like that to get all of your edges. So this is going to be the final fit and finish process where they polish up the stove before we're ready for shipment. We're also in the loading dock area as well, so when I flip the camera around, you'll see that after that, after they polish it, get it all cleaned and packaged up, then it'll go right out the door for shipment to you. So I showed you guys during the factory tour the cooktops and then their polishing station. So this is how they polish them out. Look at how smooth and shiny they look. And yeah, they literally polish them by hand. This is our finished assembled product from our factory tour. We got the Pioneer Princess, we got the Baker's Choice. Again, the Baker's Choice is not actually produced in this factory because it's done up at supper time. And then the beautiful brand new Pioneer Duchess. So here we have the loading dock area right where the truck is going to back up and load up your stove. Nice view of cornfields. Beautiful farm country. So this is going to be the loading dock area. There's actually two different areas. The truck could pull up there. Over here is the polishing door that I just came out. And here we have the final lids that they finalize and make sure that they're bent properly and fit into the stove so that you don't have them wobbling or being uneven. Here is going to be the plastic wrap, and they put it over here. This floor spins out, and this is where they're going to package the stove for shipment before it goes out the door. So these are the final boxes. You can see here up top we got some Baker's Choice sitting in stock ready to go. Right here we have the outer Pioneer plant. This is building 1 where we started in our factory tour, where the welding happens of the raw materials. Over here we move into this building. This is going to be our second building where our paint booth is located. And then our third building is going to be located right here. That's my little rental car that I'm in traveling. This is where final assembly happens and shipping, where the loading dock is. So again, all of these buildings were actually built and in operation for produce. They sold produce and like apple butter and all kinds of tasty Amish kind of food treats. So this is the third and final building, which concludes our factory tour at Pioneer Stove today. As always, if you guys like these videos, if they're helpful, informational, and educational, please give me that thumbs up. Don't forget to click the subscribe button in the corner of the channel. Thanks so much for watching. God bless. Have a wonderful day.